Let's try that again. Hi there, it's Karen Lanou from No Limits Businesswoman, and it is an absolutely lovely day right now. It's been raining and a little bit cool compared to the rest of the country at this point, and so I'm just getting outside and taking advantage of it while I can. So glad that you were here with me. Today we're going to talk about the real reason you procrastinate. So if you follow me, you may have heard me talk about this before, where I talk about there's 4 reasons that we procrastinate. One is that we're just deadline driven, and that's just who we are, and that's how we do our best work. So instead of beating yourself up, just, don't beat yourself up about it, and just accept that that's the way and schedule out for that. Second reason is that the second reason is that we're not actually procrastinating. We're waiting on more information. We actually have to have more information, or we're not prepared to make a decision or do anything until we have that information, or we're waiting on somebody else. So that's not really procrastination, but we call it procrastination. The third thing is that it's just something we really do not like to do. This is true procrastination. It's just something we really do not like to do. There's no fear involved. It's just a yucky job, like doing taxes or something like that. Or and sorry for all you tax preparers out there, but that's why you've got a job, because people hate doing their taxes. But for those of you who don't do that and don't take advantage of that, or it's something like that, it's numbers work or something that just isn't in your genius, but something that needs to be done, then that is procrastination if you're not doing it. So you either have to, again, delegate it and or schedule it. Period. Done. There's just no getting around that. And so there's other things that I actually suggest around doing that, but those are the 3 things, 3 of the 4. The fourth one is tougher. The fourth thing is fear. So there's something that we need to do, and we know it would make such a huge difference in our career or business, and we don't. And so I'll get into that in a moment, but just to let you know who I am, my name is Karen Lanou from No Limits Businesswoman, and I help women in business, and women in business, whether they're in their own job or working for somebody else. These women who get stalled, who are at a turning point in their career or their business, I help them to get unstuck and to actually take quantum leaps forward. So they get more clarity, they get more confidence, and they're blasting past procrastination, overwhelm, self-sabotage, and the imposter syndrome. And so that, in a nutshell, is what I do. I do this one-on-one, but also mostly in a group program. So getting back to why the real reason we procrastinate, and it really is fear. So it may be fear of failure, fear of success, fear of rejection, or we're not aligned, right? So there's a fear in that. There's that feeling that we're just not aligned, and we fear that if we're not, there's just something that doesn't quite feel right to us. And so you may have tried all kinds of different things in the past, and they haven't worked. And what I found and what I do with my clients is I do a clearing process. And in this clearing process, it has had amazing success. We keep working around, but really, when we get to the bottom, we get to the heart of actually that root feeling of, hey Val, so glad to see you. When we get to that root feeling of what's stopping us, and maybe it's a couple of things that are stopping us, but when we get to that root feeling, I implement this clearing process. And I know, again, for myself, I've tried other things. I've tried the Sedona method. I've tried tapping, EFT, all really good. But I found that they didn't really get to the root of what needed to be changed. And so that's what I do. I actually learned a variety of different processes and have kind of added my own flair on it. And it really does change people's life. And so that's what you need. That's where we want to get you to. We want to get you to a place where you can clear out energetically, because here's the thing: if you don't get this at a quantum level, if you don't get this at a deep energetic level, there's the beliefs. Every belief that we have, every belief. So it's like, or every story we have where we believe that we're going to lose something, or again, we're going to fail, or we're going to be so successful that we won't have enough time for our friends and family, or we'll be so successful it will change us and we won't be the people that we are right now. When we can get to that energy of that belief, when we can get to that, again, quantum level of that belief, it changes. And sometimes instantly like that. And so whether it's with me or whether it's with somebody else, that's what you need. Because if we stay in the same spot, if we don't change, there's an impact. I end up working with a lot of women who have been trying to change things for years. And you have to ask, if you think about that for yourself, if I let this go on for another year or 2 years, what's the impact on me personally? Because here's the thing, money's one thing, and it will have an impact on your money. Without a doubt, it'll have an impact on your financial income, because if you're wanting to get a promotion and that promotion, it could actually pay you more, then you're losing out money. So you kind of want to calculate that. Is that costing me $10,000, $15,000 a year? If you're in business for yourself, you have to look at what is the business that I'm not getting. There's other people who are doing this right now, and they're making a lot more money than I am. So on a month-to-month basis, that could add up to tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. You add that by a year, 2 years, 3 years, the numbers are astronomical. So money's one thing, and that's really important, because money allows us actually to do the things that we want to do in our life, have fun, go on trips, do wonderful things for our family, do wonderful things in our community, and really just have the things that we want and live the lifestyle that we want to live. But there's actually even a worse side effect of this, of not taking action and not dealing with this procrastination once and for all. And it's on our spirit. The challenges that if we're not tapping in and we're not looking after ourselves and getting the things that we want, and we keep procrastinating, and we're not being successful in the way that we know in our heart of hearts that we can be, it takes its toll on us. We start to disbelieve in ourselves. We start to lose faith in ourselves. We start to lose faith in our faith. We start to lose faith in our skills, in what we believe that we're meant to be doing in this lifetime, and that compounded over time just feels worse and worse and worse, and that affects everything around us. It affects our family, our loved ones. It affects us physically, and we want to start taking action on that as soon as possible. And I have to tell you, it is possible. It is possible to change this. I do this every day with my clients. Every day somebody's having this aha moment where they're just like literally, their brains are exploding, right? And they're not literally exploding, but their belief is exploding. That energy of that belief is exploding. And it is, and it changes everything, because what happens when you get to that core belief, when you get to that core energy and you shift it, then you can start taking different actions. You actually will take action. So procrastination becomes a thing of the past. Can you imagine? Like, can you imagine that? Can you imagine what would happen if you no longer procrastinated on the most important things in your personal and professional life? What would change? What would that look like? If you actually started doing those things, what would that look like? What would your, how could you have more impact on your clients or your customers because you had more of them? What impact would that have on your loved ones if you were actually really happy and achieving what you want to achieve? The ripple effect is never ending. And I have seen this over and over again. Look, I've done therapy. I know a lot of people have done therapy, and therapy can be very helpful. But if there are things that, if you haven't done therapy, and what I do is not therapy, it's some people call it energy psychology. That's a new term, and I like it. I think it fits for what I do. But it is really, again, it's about shifting that energy of the belief. And when you do that, everything changes. So if you would like to, if you just think, okay, I've tried everything, Karen, I've, for lots of people in their business, they keep trying all these different marketing methods. None of them work, even though they work for virtually seems like everybody else, and it doesn't seem to work for you. You have to start looking at yourself and going, okay, where am I misaligned? What's the fear here? And so and again, in your career, if you're not actually, you keep trying, you keep applying for these different jobs and nothing's happening, yet you know you are more highly skilled than the people that actually get the job, then my bet is that there's something at the core here that needs to be shifted and changed. So if you are in that position where you're tired of waiting, tired of trying to figure it out all on your own, and you want some help, here's what I suggest. If you're on my business page, Karen Lanoux, No Limits Businesswoman business page, there should be under this video, there should be a little button that says send a message, and just put, if you want to talk about actually working together and how I could help you, let's just have a chat, just an online chat, and just put private in the message. If you are anywhere else, you know, on my any one of my other pages, the group, or wherever else it is, and you really you just like, oh God, it's just time, then just message me, and just write into private, and I'll know what it's about, and then we can just have a quick chat to see if I can help you, if I think I can help you, and if we're a match, and then we'll go on to book another longer call. But let's just do this. Let's just do a chat first, just an online chat message, no strings attached, and it's just really easy. You know, we can do this anytime. So send me a message if you're really wanting to change this. So our next week, next Monday, same bat time, same bat station. Are you waiting to be saved? Wow. Here's what I found for a lot of women is that's exactly, even though they don't want to admit it, they certainly wouldn't admit it to most people, they actually are kind of waiting to be saved. And I have to tell you, this was something that I went through when I realized it. It was like, whoa, okay. Because when you're waiting to be saved, it takes a lot of responsibility off you, having to actually take action and do things that that will move you forward. So that's next week. I hope you'll join me. And in the meantime, is it time to start living a no limits life? I think so. All right, take care. See you soon.